the host or hostess, whatever, you know, and I go, hey, man, where's the keg, man? They go, well, there is no keg, Roseanne. Whoa, you're out of beer already? Whoa, well, gee. I'll make the run. You buy, I'll fly. And nobody at those parties is interested in having any kind of fun either. They're only there to, like, kiss the butt of the most famous person in the room, you know? Which is always me. Giving you all kinds of attention, you're like, please leave me alone, please, you know. And so then somebody more famous comes in, they all desert me, you know, somebody like Chuck Woolery or something, you know. then I'm all lonely. Come back, remember me, remember me, remember me, I'm famous, remember I sang the national anthem and everybody got really, really mad. Yes, that was one of the moments of my life, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so proud to have shared it all with you. A great Prozac moment. Thank you so very much. You know it's bad when the President of the United States comes out and says your act sucks. You know that. Of course, you know I'm so mad at that little pin-headed wimp George Bush for saying that about me anyway. But I do like his wife. I do like Miss Bush. She way outclassed her husband, don't you think? Yeah, I like her, because she's just like a regular down-home gal, Mrs. Bush. You know, you could just see her sitting there on her front porch with her nylons rolled up under her knee, you know. Or in that rocking chair waiting for the meatloaf to be done, you know, fanning herself between the legs, you know. You just see her doing that. Just like them old ladies do. But anyway, so here's what happened to me and how I became a comic, you know, and everything like that. Like, I was having this one regular day, because I used to be a housewife, although I preferred domestic goddess, you know. So I'm sitting there in the house this one day, and I'm doing this regular housewife stuff like, you know, dusting the pot roast, cooking the curtains, you know, scouring out that tub with a non-abrasive cleaner, the whole deal. All of a sudden, I just have, like, this major reality alert. You know what I mean? Like, I go, oh, my God, I says. I love being a wife, I love being a mom, but I need something more. Like perhaps a life. So I wait for my husband to come home. He comes home 5:15 like he's done every single day since the birth of the universe, you know. I says, hi, honey, you pencil-neck geek. I said, you ever look in the mirror and notice you have a weak and characterless chin, huh? Did you, huh? So he gives me that typically intuitive male response. Gosh, it seems like you're not happy, Roseanne. Yeah, I'm 2 days past happy. And then he goes on with that husband stuff, you know how they do. Well, maybe it's that time of the month, Roseanne. Yeah, it's that time of the month. Yeah, right. You better stand back, honey, because it's a full moon and you're looking at high tide. Well, I hope you like impressions. Johnny did a great impression of Willie Nelson, and now I would like to give you my impression of Miss Barbara Streisand. I think she is very talented and seems like a nice person. Well, that's the impression I get. So, anyway. Well, I'm fat, so it's good that I'm fat, because fat moms are better than skinny moms, as you know. Way better, because what do you want when you're really depressed? You know, some skinny mom, well, why don't you jog around a while, and that'll release adrenaline in your blood, and you'll better cope with stress. Or some fat mom, well, let's have pudding, Oreos, and marshmallows. When you wake up from that sugar coma, it'll be a brand new week. But me and my husband, we're on a diet now. We're on the mirror diet. Have you heard of this? It really, really works, okay? You eat all your food in front of a mirror in the nude. It really works. You know, of course, some of these fancier restaurants don't go for it. anyway, so I'm remarried, but it's amazing how much just like my first husband, my second husband is. I think, you know, they're all the same guy sometimes. I don't know. Like all husbands, all guys, they think that the woman knows where everything is, don't they? They think you know where everything is. Where's my keys? Where's my wallet? Where's my underwear? Where did I leave my shirt? Where's, you know, everything in the world? You know, they think the uterus is a tracking device.
Somebody miscued, and we had you had a punchline for that?
Yeah, because I was going to go. They think you know where everything is. Because he comes in there and he goes, Roseanne, do we have any Cheetos left? And I go, yeah, like he can't go over and lift up that sofa cushion himself.
There you are. Thanks for coming. Thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
What year was it now? You stepped out here in front of it and absolutely devastated the audience.
Oh, man, it was 86.
Really?
Yeah, September of 86.
Oh, it goes fast,
totally, yeah. And the very next day, you know, after I did that first thing, the very next day I had a career, and I mean, my first husband, you know, before I dumped him, my first husband,
well put.
He was still working at the post office when I first came on this show. So, I mean, you know, you know.
Well, you got to have a remarkable career.
Thank you. No, John, you've done so much for me and you have really done so much for my career that I would like to write you a $15 million check right now.
Would you? You'd like to, like your impression of Barbra Streisand. We got to cut away. We're coming back. Stay where you are. Okay, we're back with Roseanne Arnold. I want to thank you for coming. The last couple of nights we're on here.
Thank you for having me on your last couple. But what, I have to ask you this question.
Sure.
And I think I talk for everybody. I don't know, but I think I do. Why do you have to do this? Why do you have to quit?
That's nice of you.
We don't want you to.
Hey, that's sweet. I'll tell you what. I want to quit while I'm on top of my game. Somebody asked Beverly Silsworth, the wonderful opera singer. She was at a party one night, and she says, I would much rather have people say to me, Beverly, why did you quit? Rather than, why didn't you quit singing? You know? So I think you go out when everything is going great and you still enjoy it.
Well,
so,
yeah,
you know.
but what are we all supposed to do?
Well, you just have to try and find some other activities.
Oh,
anyway, that's sweet of you to say that anyway. I know you mean it.
It just feels like, wow, you know, I mean, you were there for everything in my whole life, you know, like, you were there for the wars and Watergate and Richard Nixon and everything else. Now you're gone, it's like, what in the hell am I gonna do?
Yeah. You know, it's hard to believe when we started this show, the country was very close to war with Russia. It was the Cuban Missile Crisis during John F. Kennedy. And now there's no more Russia as such. I mean, it's strange what has happened.
Yeah, but well, we're gonna miss you.
Yeah, you ever think of doing a show like this?
Can we like hang around your house?
What?
Yeah, I thought of doing the show, but I wouldn't want celebrities on it, you know.
Yeah.
Did you ever get bored, like, talking to, because celebrities are pretty boring, I mean, you probably don't think so, but...
Oh, I don't know. It depends on the person, of course. We've had just as much fun on the show, and some of our best shows have been with people we call civilians, only because they're not in show business. People who come on and do unusual things, or, you know, and sometimes are the best interviews.
Those were the funniest, absolutely, and the bird calls, I always like that.
Yeah.
But did you ever sit there, like, thinking when somebody was talking, like I'm doing now, did you ever sit there and, like, think, oh, what a stupid bitch?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. It's funny, you'll be sitting, and you kind of, and all of a sudden I think, I wonder if they know what I'm thinking. I mean, because sometimes it doesn't go like you hope, you know, and you just kind of push on through it.
Because I would probably blurt it out, so I don't think...
Yes, you would. You'd say, God, you're dull, wouldn't you? You'd go right...
But I want to do a show like Oprah does, you know, but except for have nothing but, like, really freaks on, nothing but freaks.
There's none left. There are no freaks left.
There's a lot of freaks left that they won't even put on their shows, because you know what they're doing now, and this really makes me mad, is they're doing all these heartwarming type of reunion type shows, and that's bugging me, because when I turn on the shows, I want to see freaks. I want to see people more, right? I want to see people more messed up than me, so I can feel good about myself.
Yeah, that's right. The real loser.
The only reunion show I want to see is about Siamese twins.
Oh, really? Together again for the all-time. You have lost some weight, haven't you?
Yeah, I've lost some weight. I still have, like,
I know it's a battle for you. Those of us who are slender don't really understand.
No.
So it's like you like food.
Yeah, I'm consumed by food.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, if I had to choose between, like, food and sex, my children would be fatherless, you know. But I know it's like a compulsion, you know. But skinny people just say, well, just don't eat. But
yeah, that's easy for us.
But how can you not?
Yeah, that's true.
Especially out here when I can get in restaurants, like, right away.
Yeah, just right. Your table is ready. What would you like to weigh? What would be your ideal weight?
Well, you know, when I started stand-up comedy, which was 12 years ago,
right.
which is, like, really weird to think about, but for me, I weighed 105. Really? So I gained all this weight, like, on stage, because I go out at night, you know, eating pies, and Danny's trying to write a joke, and on and on and on, you know.
105.
So I think I would, right now, like to weigh 140.
Yeah, well, that'd be good for you.
Yeah, that'd be good for me.
Anyway, I know your husband Tom's going to have a new show coming up in the fall.
Yeah, it's a really good show.
Oh, great.
He plays a maniacal sitcom star where I don't know where we got the idea, but that doesn't get along with anybody and has a big mouth. I don't know where we come up with the idea.
It's just probably a fantasy of some kind. Well, anyway, I thank you for coming tonight, really.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And you've and be happy. We'll be right back. Thank you. Those are our guys. Thank you, fellas. Okay, my next guest is a good friend. I guess you'd call Richard a professional Irishman, an unconventional rebel, and an absolutely brilliant performer. He's completed 2 films, Unforgiven and Silent Tongue, which are soon to be released. Would you welcome, please, Richard Harris. Well, here we are, Richard. Everything goes around, doesn't it? Now, I know when you were here the first time, 24, almost a quarter of a century ago, 1968.
68.
68. Yeah.
I've done all the shows.
Right.
I've done all the talk shows in America, seen them come and go.
Yeah.
Done them all in England and Australia.
Chat shows, they call them.
Chat shows, yeah. And I can walk on and do them. But when I'm doing your show, I'm so nervous.
Why? I don't understand that.
Unbelievable. I don't know why.
I mean, you've been performing all your adult life.
I know, but there we are. I guess it's you, John.
Oh, get out of here. You remember what was the first story you told on this show? You remember? Comedians very often remember the routine they did.
The very first story I told on the show was about my first appearance on the English stage in Julius Caesar. When my mother came over.
Go ahead.
I told you before. Let's start it again?
Well, it was 24 years ago, wasn't it? Oh, those same old stories.
Oh, God.
Every quarter century, we got to listen to the same material.
Well, it's my first story I ever told on your show, so it might as well be the last.
So you were in Julius Caesar?
I left Ireland, went to England, and I auditioned, got into this little company called Theatre Workshop, and I was just out of the academy. And really, you know, at that particular stage, all the sort of leading English men were all sort of upper middle class. Right. It was just the time that O'Toole and myself and Finney and Bates were breaking through. We were called kitchen sink actors, believe it or not. Now, I was cast at the Julius Caesar playing Marcellus. The very opening of the play, right? And I'm determined, I'm going to show England what real classic acting really is all about. See? Having been trained in it, I'm going to show these upper-class English, Anglo-Saxon stuff shirts how it should really be done. So I'm practicing, I know like 8 lines. And every day I'm going home in the tube station going to work, and I'm doing the lines. Oh, you blocks, you stones, you worsted, senseless things, knew you not Pompeii. And can you imagine this in a tube station? And people looking at me with madness. Now came the opening night, and my mother came over from Ireland. My little mother. She sat in the front, waiting for her son Dickie to make his appearance, right? And I'm standing off stage, and I can't wait for that curtain to go up till I blaze out and do this thing, okay? So I'm learning, I got my lines in my head, and suddenly the curtain goes up, and the streets of Rome are full of flags and people, and suddenly you're on. And I rush on, and I came out like that, and I stood. I cannot think of a line. Totally blank. And what am I going to do? I got to get off, and I went, ah, to the audience.
That was it?
And I got to tell you.
That was it?
Yes. And I ran off, and I heard a little voice from the front saying, my mother saying, isn't he, Mom?
Completely up.
Completely and utterly up.
Now, those audiences who go to see Shakespeare, they know...
Oh, they know the plays.
They know the plays.
I'll tell you, there's always a story I wanted to tell on Johnny Carson show. And I never got around to telling it, because we always have so much, okay? This is true. I swear to God, it's a true story. I was then in this company, and I was cast as the doctor in Macbeth. And there was a leading actor in the company who was very British, very English, who had a kind of an attitude towards the Irish. He used to call us paddies and micks. And he thought that I shouldn't have this tiny little part as the doctor. I should be carrying a spear. And he was so rude to me through the whole rehearsals, so rude you can't believe. Now, in the just the middle of the play, this English actor is playing Macbeth, the king. And at the center part of the play, the queen dies. He doesn't know she's dead. And I played the doctor. And I have to make my one appearance, and he stands as the king and says, how goes the queen? In his posh English accent. And I have to say, you must remember this now, I have to say, the queen, my lord, is dead. To which he now, that's his cue for the most important soliloquy in the entire play, which is, he responds and he says, she should have died hereafter. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And he's been waiting to say this famous speech. And I think I'll get him back, all right. I'll fix him in the opening night. So suddenly it comes. And he comes out, he stands with his crown and his beard, and he turns to me and I enter. He says, how goes the queen? And I say, ah, she's fine. She's great. And she'll be up in about 10 minutes, and she'll be right down. She's terrific.
Oh, that's Mark.
And you can hear me. And you can hear me in the corridor shouting, taxi. As I'm,
oh, God, she's fine. She'll be up in about 10 minutes.
She's fine. She'll be up in about 10 minutes. She's perfect. And he stood there. What could he do?
Oh, but I imagine you never work that again. We'll be right back.
I'm always wanted to tell you that.
She's fine. We're back with Roseanne Arnold and Richard Harris. Is it true, when you were younger, maybe you weren't younger, you once conned a handsome cab driver in New York City to let you drive through the park?
Yeah, I was always, yeah. I used to love, every time I go to New York, I take those handsome cabs around the park.
Kind of corny, but everybody does
Yeah,
it.
which I love it. And so I was with this girl I was with, and I said to the driver, and he kept sort of looking back, saying, God, she's beautiful. So I said, of course she's beautiful. I said, why don't you sit back here and I'll take the cap? So he came back, and he put a rug around himself and the girl, and I put on his cap and the whip, and I sat on top and got the horse going up Central Park, close to Central Park. And there were two policemen wandering down, and one of them spotted me, and he nudged the other, and they kind of went backwards, keeping up with me, because they were going the opposite direction. They didn't kind of turn and walk back, but they kind of kept walking backwards to make sure it was me. And they stopped the cab, and they said, excuse me, Richard Harris? And I said, yeah. And he said, do you have a license? I said, a license for what? He said, a license to drive this cab. Do you realize this is an offense? You have to have a license to drive this. And I thought, I'm always getting into trouble with police, so I better think very quickly. I said, what did you say again? He said, have you got a license to drive this cab? And I said, no. I said, but I hope you're a member of Equity. I said, because you're in my movie. And he said, what? I said, I hope you're a member of Actors Equity because I said, you're in my movie. There are cameras up there in the Essex house taking, this is a scene from a movie. Get out of the movie. And he says, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Harris.
Get out, huh?
Get it? Oh. I got away with it.
You used to say, when I'm in trouble, I'm an Irishman, but other times I'm an Englishman. What's the difference?
Well, the British have got a fantastic habit of taking the best out of you and throwing the rest away. That's a very dirty laugh. And he says that, and so I won the Cannes Film Festival in 1964 for Sporting Life, and I'm coming back in the car, and the Evening Standard is our big evening, the only evening newspaper, and they kind of sell it by having these huge placards, white placards, and with sort of charcoal they write, you know, the Desert Storm, British troops invade, whatever it is. But this headline was, British actor wins major award, Cannes. So I said, that's me. It's me. 4 days later, I get into a punch-up in Covent Garden, and the same newspaper, the same headline said, Irish actor in brawl. You got it?
Uh-huh.
British actor wins the award, but Irish actor in brawl.
You into a brawl?
Yeah.
So that's the way they separate it, huh?
I've always got to, you know, I've always get into trouble with police. I don't know why that is, but I get into trouble, and
But you have mellowed, have you not?
I have.
Didn't you do some really strange escapades, you and O'Toole and some of your your buddies?
Yeah. There was once upon a time when Peter O'Toole and my 75% of our body weight was vodka and tonic.
And what did you do?
And I've stopped drinking now, and it's great to wake up in the morning and not come to.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Did you do something really outrageous?
Well, I remember Peter and I were great friends when we were beginning as actors, and I remember one great story. Oh, shall I tell it?
Sure.
Great story. O'Toole and I was I'm asked to do a play in the West End called Ball, written by Bertolt Brecht, and I thought I was all wrong for it, that I shouldn't play it, because the part is kind of about a small little elephantic guy. I thought I was quite handsome, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was amazed that when I said no to it, O'Toole decided to do it. And I thought he's going to make it, Lawrence of Arabia had just come out, and I thought, this is a disastrous move from O'Toole's point of view. Why would he want to do something like this that he can't really play? So I thought, well, and the reviews were wonderful when he came out, and I thought, I'll have to go and see this play, because I can't believe he's good in it. So I didn't want to go as Richard Harris, because the front of house manager will tell O'Toole that Harris is there. So I went to a costumer, and I got dressed as a Roman Catholic priest. And I went with a mate of mine and bought a ticket and set up in the gallery, dressed as a priest, with, you know, with the breviary and the rosary beads and the hat and the old collar and all that. And I'm watching O'Toole, and every act he's better and better. And by the end of the play, he's unbelievably brilliant. So I have to go back and tell him he's great. But I can't go back dressed as a priest. He'll ask me why. I get one of those from him, see?
Sure.
So I said to my friend, swap clothes, give me your suit, you take the priest outfit, and we'll swap. Well, the next day, in one of the newspapers, the Daily Express said, there was commotion during the matinee of Peter O'Toole's ball, where a Roman Catholic priest was seen to undress in the gallery. Right? So I went back and I saw O'Toole with this guy's clothes on, and he never said a word. He obviously found out. He never said a word. 7 years later, I have a hit record, thanks to you, MacArthur Park, which I did here for the first time. Went from number 21 to number 1. And I decided to go out on a one-man concert tour. And I go up to the north of England where no one can see me break it in, okay?
Taking it on the road.
On the road, way up in Scunthorpe. Now, even Scunthorpians don't know where Scunthorpe is. So I went up, and I'm doing this show, breaking my show in, coming into the West End. And I'm singing a song, and I hear commotion out in the back of the hall. So I stopped the orchestra. I said, "What's going on out there?" And a voice said, "I'm Peter O'Toole. I'm here dressed as a nun." He did. 7 years later.
He waited.
He waited 7 years.
Oh, that's a marvelous story.
Yeah, 7 years.
You tell great stories. Have you ever, outside of that opening night performance where you came out and went completely blank, have you ever done it sometime where you've had a more major role? And you've done the role so often. That can happen sometimes when you do a comedy routine that you're so familiar that sometimes it just goes,
dear.
and you can't get back on track.
Oh, dear. I did 2,000 performances of Camelot on stage. 2,000. And I'm on the West End one night. I'm on the West End one night, and Guinevere's sitting on a rock, and I'm sitting. This is a true story, I swear to God. And I'm sitting.
We got about 1 minute.
Okay, and she's sitting here beside me, you see, and I'm sitting here, and I have to look at her, and I have to say, "Jenny, do you sometimes wish that I was not?" No, I said. No, I wrote it. I said, "Jenny, do you sometimes wish that you were not born a queen?" And she says, "Well, occasionally, Arthur. And this night I'm very tired. I'm very tired." And I look at her and I said, "Jenny, do you sometimes wish that I was not born a queen?"
How did she recover from that?
She looked at me for a second, and she began to shake. And then I quickly ad-libbed and said, "Of course, that's why you and Lancelot are having an affair, right?" And then her eyelashes began to drop off.
Oh, that's a great story.
Oh, yeah.
Great story. And we'll return.
You can't recover from it.
No. Okay, we are back. This has really been fun tonight. This has been great. Thank you, Bill. I thank you for,
Thank you.
Richard, I thank you for coming here all these years, for your friendship, and I hope we continue to see each other. You're a marvelous performer
Thank you.
and a grand
And
guy.
thank you for asking me to come tonight.
And you too, young lady. Thank you for being here. And tomorrow night, Robin Williams will be here with Bette Midler. We hope you are too. Good night. Midler.
Old Flame.
Johnny Carson. This is Ed McMahon, along with Doc Severinsen and the NBC Orchestra, inviting you to join Johnny and his guests, Robin Williams and Bette Midler. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
Thank you. That's marvelous of you. Please sit down. I tell you. Thank you very much. Please sit down. I don't think it's appropriate. Thank you. Come on, please. Thank you very much, please. I want you to know I really appreciate it. I really do. But it's getting embarrassing. I'm not going to stand for the monologue. Thank you very much. God, thank you. Thank you. I'll have to be very honest with you. Thank you. Folks, look. I'm gonna have to be very honest with you. I don't know if I can take another night of this. Oh, thank you. That's I don't know what to say. You sure you're in a good mood? You've been outside for 12 hours with a thermos of margaritas. I looked out and saw a little light. Did you see the going on in front of the building out here? It's like a circus out there. There are two mimes and an Elvis impersonator working in the line out there. I looked out and the guy was trying to assemble a barbecue grill out there. Well, anyway, it's almost over. You know what? I feel like a chicken. And the colonel is whipping up those 11 herbs and spices. All we have is tonight and tomorrow, and I'm gone. God, I haven't used that line since World War II. Yes, my dear, I'm going overseas. You betcha. Look, it's not like we're not going to ever see each other again. I mean, we're still on from Memorial Day, my place, 2 o'clock, right? Okay. But, you know, our leaving is already causing a ripple effect. Today I saw Jim Fowler and a boa constrictor in the unemployment line waiting to get in. But anyway, General Electric, the conglomerate with a heart, took me for my final dinner, the final dinner before the show. They wanted to get to Coco's early before the prices changed. Out. Any Brown supporters here? I'm talking Murphy Brown. Well, let's go to the news and see if Dan Quayle has condemned the lifestyle of Urkel on Family Matters. You get the feeling that Dan Quayle's golf bag doesn't have a full set of irons? Look, I worry about Dan. Today he demanded that Murphy put the baby up for adoption and let the Cosbys raise it. I don't quite understand that. Now he's got a beef with Hee-Haw, the vice president. He claims that when Minnie Pearl wears that price tag on her hat, it promotes prostitution. Now, I don't know if you saw this quote of our Vice President of the United States, but he said, and I quote, "Illegitimacy is something that we should talk about in terms of not having." How about illiteracy is something we should talk about sometimes without having? Anyway. Kind of interesting. All the candidates have squared on the issue. Dan Quayle is against Murphy Brown. Clinton is for Murphy Brown. Perot is going into seclusion for 3 weeks and watch the reruns. He's not quite sure what he wants to do. Anyway, this is our last show where we are going to have performers, and we could not have 2 better performers here tonight. Very quiet, laid-back people. Mr. Robin Williams and Bette Midler. Okay, now, I want to, I may not get a chance to thank a few people tomorrow because we've got to show some segments lined up. We've got a terrific art department here, and all the art you see on the show, you know, between the more to come slides are painted by 6 people, and I want to thank them for making those spots look so good. They're Don Locke, Rick Andrioli, Bill Davis, Leo Duranoia. I'm sorry, Leo. Jim Messerly and Carolyn Collins Shoes. Those are the beautiful. Nice. Well, thank you, guys. Now, we've been playing little excerpts from past shows of the past 20 or 30 years, and we weren't going to play this one. And we started getting mail from people say, you must do it one more time. It goes back to 1965. We haven't played this for 7 years. It needs just a little, it's in black and white, because somebody made a kinescope. We didn't save those early tapes. And it has to do with Ed Ames. Ed Ames had with his brothers, you know, was the Ed Ames, and he's a marvelous singer, still is. But he was then playing on a show called Daniel Boone, I guess, with Fess Parker.
Right.
And he was playing Mingo the Indian. And he came on the show to give us a demonstration, the proper technique for throwing a tomahawk. And it created probably one of the most memorable clips and longest laughs we've ever had on this show. So we take you back to 1965 with Ed Ames.
That's just a hatchet, isn't it?
That's just...
I thought it was going to be an old Indian tomahawk.
This is doing it the hard way because the tomahawk had a blade on each side, and it was pretty hard to miss.
They were doubled. If you couldn't get the guy in front of you, you come back and... Sorry about that, running fox. Why did they put it? I don't know. Okay, Mingo.
Well, shall we have a
Get
go
your
at it?
axe and let's go.
All right,
What is the trick on this? You throw underhanded?
No.
Oh, overhanded
It's
then.
an overhand throw. The trick is to keep your arm extended, and that way you break the microphone. You know, you keep your arm extended and put only one revolution on the... once around on the way. But that's indefinite.
All right.
Right.
We'll put that in the comedy vault and seal that up forever.
Right.
But was that a moment?
Oh.
Robin Williams, Bette Midler here. We'll be back. Okay, we're back. In this, you know, in this business, there are comedians, there are comics, and once in a while, rarely, somebody rises above and supersedes that and becomes a comic persona unto themselves. I never cease to be amazed at the versatility and the wonderful work that Robin Williams does. Would you welcome him, please? Robin Williams. You've got to be kidding.
Little something from the Elvis estate. Little something here, it's nice.
Just, can I try it? Should I?
Please sit on down and we'll give you a pina colada. There you are.
Oh, God.
Oh. There we go.
Can I sit in the sun today?
We're going to Spago. Don't be afraid. I also bought you the new L.A. Medic Alert. It says, I've fallen and get the hell away from me. A little gift.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Hey, boss.
A rocking chair.
Yes, little simple things. I got you a bunch of stuff. Just a little stuff to get you in your new life.
Oh, come on. Hey, thank you for coming. I really mean it.
This is a wild night, especially with the world in such interesting... I was going to bring you a VCR, but the stores had none.
A little low, are they?
Yeah. Somebody, I guess, has done a little political shopping. It's very difficult. You see people going, yeah, man, it's for Rodney King. And the 5 TVs are for me. That's amazing. Yeah, they caught the one guy. They always catch the one wino. All right, yeah, man. I'm really pissed off about Don King, man. The whole Don King thing has got me down, man. Damn. And they brought in the National Guard, and they didn't come with bullets, which is always an interesting thing.
They couldn't find him.
They couldn't find him, so they're out in the streets going, all right, everybody, we are the world. It's a difficult thing.
Oh, yeah, but you know...
They said they saw BMWs pulling up to the Radio Shack. That must be great. Oh, God, that was fabulous. This is great. Wonder if we can get store credit if you already have it. Oh, damn, way to go.
Oh, God. I said last night, thank God for Quail. He kept us alive for 2 more nights.
Oh, yeah, Quail?
Yeah.
They sent him down to the hood. That was great. Yeah, he thinks he's now a homie right now. Yeah, Dan's hanging. Look, it's Goys in the hood. Hi there, you have got to chill. Yeah. This is real death. Hold it right. Whoa, what it is, what it was. Yeah. Oh, man, you dumb. Yeah, God, the guy he's like one taco short of a combination plate, you know? It's amazing. I think that they told him about the Murphy Brown thing. I think George said, all right, here's the deal. I want you to go out there and talk about Jerry Brown. Jerry Brown. Buster Brown. Buster Brown. Audie Murphy. Murphy Brown! Murphy Brown makes me so... Don't you realize that he's Rain Man?
162, 163.
He's basically... Hey, Dan, do you want to be president? Yeah. 5 minutes to Murphy Brown? Yeah. Do you want to fly out to the coast? Yeah, Air Force One, safest plane, never crash. Yeah, that'd be good, yeah. It's amazing. He's the greatest insurance in the world. Just when someone's going, I'm going to get that bad man, Georgia. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
I pop him, he becomes... Oh, man. That's amazing. And Bush is just out there going, well, 1,000 points of light. They're not burning anymore. Come on down. Here we go. Got a weed and seed. Here we go. I figured out how you do George Bush. Yeah. Basically, what you do is you take John Wayne and you tighten up his ass. Gonna head the wagon trains on north. Come on with me. Get a cartridge.
I never thought of it. You never thought of it, John Wayne.
Oh, it's frightening. And then
you pilgrim, then you just bring it up 1,000 points.
Tied right up there. There you go.
Right, sir.
Gonna head the wagon train through, cash some checks. Here we are. It's an amazing thing. He is. And you look, instead of cowboy boots, there's topsiders. It's a wonderful thing. It's all this stuff. I mean, blaming. He goes off to... First they start off blaming the welfare programs of the 60s.
Great society, yeah.
Yeah, and then they go for Murphy Brown. Next thing he's going, Lincoln did it all wrong. Wow, freed people before we had the plan in place. Not working. What? Wrong thing there. What's going on?
What do you think of Perot?
Perot's amazing. This is,
The guy who's hid in the polls hasn't said anything.
Hasn't said anything. Well, you know he's not going to write a bad check.
Not that.
Hey, I tell you what, hey, I own it. Come on down. Hey, here you go. How about this? I'll cover the same in 5 days. Drinks on me. Come on down. I have a strange feeling if he gets elected, he's going to get in there and go, thank you all very much. It's just wonderful that you did this, and... It's me!
I'm back.
I fooled you! He looks like he's wearing a Halloween mask.
I think the reason a lot of people like Perot, they think he's Frank Perdue of the Perdue Chicken.
Yeah, I never, all these chickens raised them myself. Haven't got a foreign policy, but these chickens do.
Oh, God.
And Clinton, everyone, basically Clinton, the whole thing about if he slept with different women, that doesn't matter if he's, I don't care if he slept with a chicken. If he's got a foreign policy and an economic plan, great. This is a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Imagine if, you know, you do have a president, they find out he slept with a sheep, and, you know, how was he? Not bad, you know. She's testifying
You draw the
before
line
Congress.
there, huh?
That's it. Thank you. There we go. We stop. And you got Jerry Brown and Songus, who was basically, Songus was like, hello.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, he was, I have a fiscal budget.
If I could just get that election,
Yeah, going away.
Yeah. I think Clinton made his big mistake when he said, I didn't inhale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very, that's a hard one to pull off.
Yes, and Jerry Brown's problem was he never exhaled.
That's all, you know.
So that's why you like that?
I love that.
Thank you.
Here's the type of guy, people look at Jerry Brown and go, oh my God, the man's gonna have a bake sale for the army. People have a hurry, he's like the Gestalt president. And I guess that leaves, Buchanan's always over there as the anti-Bush. He's like, just wait and don't make a bad move. And they got all those right-to-life people. I mean, that was the whole Murphy Brown issue. I mean, now they're wondering, is he right to life? Is he for life? Is he against life? It doesn't matter. It's that whole thing, man. The right-to-life people, I go with you on that. They say these children, they're right to life. But the moment they're born, they go, I'm out of here.
Yeah. As soon as they get that call.
Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
See ya.
God, you're marvelous. You're marvelous. I got to take a break here. We're coming back. All right, we are back. Now, what do you do? You still have your ranch? You call it a ranchette or a ranch or
Ranchero.
a ranchero?
He's a big ranch up there.
You go down.
Not like Ron. I don't go up there a lot.
I see.
Hanging out there's Ron with Nancy going, move it, old man! Let's go! All right, let's go. Yep, let's get on the horse. Even the horse is going, again.
The horsey is ready.
Yeah, the horse are my friend. What? Meant no harm.
What? Oh, now the new baby?
Yes, there's a new baby.
Yeah, 6 months old.
6 months. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's two now? Or?
3.
3?
I have 3 children that I know of.
Of course.
No, there's an amazing thing because when they're born, they're so exquisite. They're perfectly formed. This is a little boy.
Yeah.
Perfectly formed, and then these incredibly huge cojones.
Really?
As we say, big cojones.
Is that
And
a,
if that's bleeped, good luck.
is that a family trait, long-running family
trait?
trait?
I don't know.
I certainly
Yeah,
hope.
Your grandfather had a great set, too. I don't know. It's amazing. I hope he grows into these. I hope they'll just keep getting proportionally the same, or it's like, hi, I'm here.
Well, we're out of here tomorrow night. What do I care? What are they going to do?
I know.
Hand me?
You get those letters. Dear Mr. Carson. Oh, damn.
Yeah, too
Get to
late.
forward this to him.
I assume when you came out for a moment, I said, my God.
My God, something's wrong with him.
The blonde hair. I assume it's for a motion picture role? Or
Yes, it's for
is
a
it
movie
bleached
called-
from the sun on the ranch, or?
Yeah, I did this. I'm so happy to be here. I want to have my own little cable talk show. Hi. Welcome to In Your Ear. My guests tonight are Mother Teresa.
Rapping with Robin.
Rapping with Robin. We'll be right back. Feels like one of those things that has guests like, here my guests are Mother Teresa and Ruta Lee.
And later Mason Reese will be along.
Mother Teresa's here pushing her new perfume. It's called Compassion. The scent of sentiment. I know I did this for a movie. People look at me and go, why are you here, man? You know, it's...
Why was it important to be blonde in the picture?
Just to kind of bother people, I think. And it's for this to be, it's a strange movie. It's called Toys.
John?
Yeah, it's about a toy factory, and I guess they wanted me to be so people would go, oh, wrong.
No.
Something's happened to him.
Is
And it's very strange to sit
Is this
in
a
beauty
comic
salon.
picture with serious overtones or serious picture with comic overtones?
Yes, and we hope for all of those.
Yes.
And you have to get it done every 3 weeks. It's that whole thing. You're sitting in a beauty parlor and this whole thing, and you got tin in your hair. You get great reception, and they've. It's very difficult to be sitting under a hairdryer going, "Hey, how about those bulls, huh?"
Hey, great game, yeah?
Want some more coffee?
No, I'm fine. I'm doing real good.
But it's,
I understand Comic Relief raised, how much money did you raise this year?
we raised about $6 million.
Well,
That's amazing.
Great. That's great. That's marvelous.
It's an incredible, it's an amazing thing because it's just money. You think of all the money in the world, it's basically about a tire for one airplane. But it's,
yeah.
It's the money that goes for medical aid just to keep people going.
You think they could do without another B-1 or stealth bomber, right?
Just for
costs about $900 million or something.
Million?
Like that.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
spare parts.
Yeah.
You know, it's those things. Got to do it, trying to make it happen.
Points of light.
Yeah. Dan, what do you think about Roe versus Wade?
I prefer to float.
Okay.
No, I think I missed that fight. Yes. Both good fighters.
Yeah, both good. Trying to make it happen.
Oh. What do you do? What do you do when you get any spare time? When you're not doing concert and comic relief and working your material out in clubs and so forth?
Well, I try and I run a lot.
I know that.
I run cross country and stuff because it's so much cheaper than the old ways. You know? People aren't, you don't go out when you're running. Nobody go, no, man, you need another pair of shoes? You know? It's very difficult, but I'd run just because you get that endorphin. Yeah. Which is like your body's way of saying, this really hurts, I'm going to medicate you. That's why you see marathon runners are just like, how you doing? But I run.
Have you got that low heartbeat now that marathon runners get?
Oh, that
Some
real
of these
low
guys
heartbeat.
have like something like 36 or 40 beats a minute?
Basically down around squirrel. I mean, but well, you get that really, really, really low heartbeat. It's like, boom.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh.
I mean, I try and do a lot of different things. I mean, it's just, and I play with my children a lot.
Yeah.
That's important.
It's great having you here.
This is an amazing night.
I think-
Why don't you? What are you going to do after this? Why don't you run for Go run for office, man. Go. Yes. How about it?
No, they'll go.
You and
They'll go
Gorbachev.
back to when I was in high school and find out what Francine Corbin I did in the back of a '39 Chrysler, and that will come out to
Now,
haunt me. You know.
Oh.
They look into your background
Oh,
too
they
much.
go beyond that. The type of scrutiny. And even Washington would go, thank you, I'm out of here. Thank you. No one could survive the scrutiny of
No,
that.
not
But I mean,
anymore.
you could do it, and maybe you could either run with Gorbachev. It'd be great. He doesn't have a green card, but what the hell? The man's truly an independent.
We'll take a break. We're coming back. Oh. Okay, now, since her first appearance with us as the outrageous chanteuse, the divine Miss Sam, my next guest, as you well know, has gone on to become internationally recognized, a star of films, television, concert, and recordings, and I'm delighted she is here tonight. Would you welcome Bette Midler?
Miss Otis regrets she's unable to lunch today. Madam, Miss Otis regrets she's unable to lunch today. She is sorry to be delayed, but last evening down in Lover Lane she strayed. Madam, Miss Otis regrets she's unable to lunch today. When she woke up and found that her dream of love was gone, Madam, she ran to the man who had led her so far astray. And from under her velvet gown, she drew a gun and shot her lover down. Madam, Miss Otis regrets she's unable to lunch today.
Midler.
Oh, Mr. Carson.
Oh, Miss Midler, how are you?
You like my outfit?
I think it's...
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
yes, I do.
anyway.
That's a fashion statement.
Thank you. I was the
Yeah.
last one out of Fredericks of Hollywood before they torched it. I ask you, now who would set fire to a bunch of brassieres, dear?
I'm so
I have
glad.
no-
I'm so glad you're here tonight.
I am so glad
This is
to be
really
here.
nice of you
I
to
am
come on
so
our
touched
next
that
to closing
you asked
show.
me. You're so sweet. You're
Oh,
so
come on.
kind.
Well,
we
you
go
to come
back
here,
so
you-
far,
but
for
you
so
don't-
long, and I'm so agitated, and I'm so famished about this whole thing you're leaving. And we go back.
It's an old Indian word.
Yes, I hope so.
I could have said
Tonka
famished,
and,
for draped, for blunged, for cocked, but I chose for, I should have said for toots.
For toots.
Because that's really how I feel.
Yeah.
But I'm really, I'm so excited. But
Well,
I can't imagine what life is going to be like without you, but that's another story.
That's
you know.
it, and
Really.
probably a long one.
Do you not remember the first time? I was so
You
desperate.
auditioned for this show.
I
You were
did.
working. I'll tell you where you were working. You were working at a place called the Continental Baths
That's
in
right.
New York.
That's right. When I was also working with Bud Friedman. He was my manager at the time.
Right.
I was so desperate to get onto your show that I used to I used to run up to your office and I used to drop other people's 8x10s off, hoping that you would. I sent you an 8x10 of Barbara Lamar.
Barbara Lamar.
Barbara Lamar. She was a 20s actress. She was dead. So I thought I was safe. I thought it was like appropriate because at the time I was singing 20s and 30s songs. In fact, at the time I was. In fact, I remember the first time I sang for you. I sang on your show. I sang an old Mae West song. I did. I sang a Mae West song. Come up and see me sometime. And she slapped me with a cease and desist order.
Really?
Yes, she did. She did. I was the first woman to ever receive such a thing. The other previous recipients had all been drag queens. I was the first woman.
What an honor.
You don't remember my audition. You don't remember the audition that I finally got on your show.
We used to
That
have it was a little theater near called Johnny Victor
That's
Theater.
right. That's right. It was.
By
And this
NBC.
was- yes, and it was very exciting. This is what happened to me. I got out of the cab. I was wearing a thrift store outfit. I was wearing a brown velvet dress.
Right.
And the thing ripped right across, a horizontal rip right across the seat as I got out of the car. And Bud Friedman was my manager. I said, Bud, for God's sake, give me your jacket. He said, no, what about my dignity? I said, Bud, what about my tush? And then I didn't have a needle and thread to sew it, so I had to, like, undo a paper clip and go into the washroom and, like, stitch up this with a paper clip. And I was so pissed off by the time I got out of there that I sang notes I didn't know I had.
Yeah.
Really. And everyone on the show said, my God, this woman is completely demented. We have to get her on your show. And that's how I started.
Yeah. But you are great. You are great. We're coming back. Stay where you are, folks. We're back with Robin and Beck. Oh.
Oh, my. Well, as I was saying.
Yeah, as you were saying.
As I was saying, I was so fatoutsed. I was so freaked out that I wasn't going to get everything out that I wanted to say to Mr. Carson on this most auspicious occasion that I sat down the other day and I tried to make some coherent sense out of my thoughts. Because this is important to me, and I have a lot to say, and I know that most women in America wish they had this opportunity to tell you how they feel about you. So I wrote a little letter, and would you mind dreadfully if I sang it to you?
I think it'd be right nice.
Okay. They think I don't have it written. It is written. Dear Mr. Carson, I am writing this to you, and I hope that you will read it so you'll know. My heart goes pitter-patter, and I stutter and I stammer every time I see you on your TV show. I guess I'm just another fan of yours, and I thought I'd write and tell you so. I thought that was pretty sweet, guys. You made me watch you. I didn't want to do it. Jack Parr had put me through it. You made me watch you. I love the jokes you're flogging when you are monologuing. I watched your hair turn slowly from dark to white. And when I
I count your wives at night. I love you, babe. I drop my drawers for the kind of bucks you're making for simple double taking. Before you bid adieu, don't be cheap. Put the Cordova to sleep. Just the thought you're leaving me gives me the shivers. Arsenio is at the gate and so's Joan Rivers. You know they made me watch you. Mr. Carson, I don't want to bother you. It's just that when I heard that you were leaving, well, it kind of broke my heart. I mean, I can't tell you how many nights I've laid in bed watching you, thinking to myself, should I change the color of my toenail polish? You know, Johnny, I gotta tell you, you're the greatest straight man that ever walked the earth. And I've known my share of straight men. I gotta ask you, though, Johnny, what are you gonna do with all that free time? I mean, Wimbledon only comes. It's only 1 week a year. And did you ever really stop to consider what would become of Ed? Not to mention Doc and the band. Well, maybe I'm just being selfish, because after all, my life is going to change the most. I mean, how am I going to get by without you? You sexy thing. Your charm, your wit, your talent, your civility, and all your fabulous, fabulous guests. How I'll miss the social intercourse so varied. Now I have to have it with the guy I married. You know I'd rather watch you.
I think I booked Ozzy and Harry to the Twilight Zone tonight. I mean, that is marvelous.
Oh,
that
you're
is marvelous.
Well, it's what you deserve.
Thank you.
Well, actually, it's more than you deserve. Actually, it's no. I'll tell you, you are really getting out just at the right time.
Oh.
You really are. I mean, I once was considered quite outrageous, you know, but
Were those years
yes,
where you
those, I was like the height of outrageousbecause.
Have you mellowed?
No, I haven't mellowed. No, but I tell you, I'm glad that my outrageousness peaked just before crotch grabbing. You see, because that was like beyond me. It's like one step missed in potty training. You catch my drift. Oh, you do it all the time.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well,
That's all right. I've
some
been to
people.
that whole. I've been to the Schick Center for the.
For crotch.
Oh no! The little thing. Sorry. That's why. But look at that. The good news is Jack Nicholson has a baby. Sitting at home right now going, all right, kids, we're going to read something from Henry Miller. Anybody got a problem?
Oh, this is fun.
I heard that your favorite song was Here's That Rainy Day.
Rainy Day and
Yeah.
I'll Be Seeing You, both of those.
Well, I'll be seeing you.
No, they're both war songs, I think.
Yes,
You know,
they
and
are
I
both
think
war
people who
songs. But somebody
remember-
already sang I'll
Yeah.
Be Seeing You, that's right.
Well, you can't
I
do that.
sing a chorus of maybe I should have saved those leftover dreams. Funny,
But here's that rainy day. Here's that rainy day they told me about. And I laughed at the thought that it might turn out this way. Where is that worn out wish that I threw aside after it brought my love so comes a cold, rainy day. Funny, that rainy day is here.
To the credits, Miss Midler. I'll be back with the truth.
I don't know how we fell into that. Oh, wow.
I should have taken the harmony.
We'll be back in a moment.
Should have done some harmony.
Wasn't bad. Okay, and once again, here's Bette Midler.
Anytime you need moisture.
Well, you know, when they asked me to come on, I can't believe it. The last guest, the last fool, Mr. Carson, will have to suffer gladly. You are the wind beneath my wings. Oh, well, he is. 2:45. There's no one in the place except you and me. So set 'em up, Joe. Got a little story I think you should know. We're drinking, my friend, to the end of a sweet episode. Make it one for my baby and one more for the road. Got the routine, so drop another nickel in the machine. Oh, gee, I'm feeling so bad. Wish you'd make the music so dreamy and sad. You could tell me a lot, but it's not in a gentleman's code. Let's make it one for my baby and one more for the road. You may not know it, but buddy, you're a kind of poet, and you've had a lot of things to say. And when I'm gloomy, you always listen to me until it's torn away. Well, that's how it goes. And John, I know you're getting anxious to close. So thanks for the cheer. I hope you didn't mind me bending your ear. For all of the years, for the laughs, for the tears, for the class that you showed. Make it one for my baby and one more for the road. That long, long road.
Thank you, Bette. Oh. She really is. What a special night. My thanks to Bet. My gratitude to Robin Williams for making this a very special night. Thank you, my friend. We'll see you soon. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
From New York, The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson. Johnny's guests tonight are Joan Crawford, Rudy Valley, Tony Bennett, Mel Brooks, the Phoenix Singers, Skitch Henderson with the NBC Orchestra, and me. I'm Ed McMahon. Right now, let's welcome the fellow you waited 6 months to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. This is kind of an emotional thing for me because I've known about this show for a long time. And the newspapers and the magazines, and I've probably been interviewed 150 times in the last 9 months since I've known about this. As I say, you work up to it. We come over here this afternoon. We meet the guests that are on the show. And you get kind of charged up. I don't mean to be maudlin about it. But I know that tonight a lot of people, a lot of my friends are watching all over the country. And I only have one feeling as I stand here knowing that so many people are watching. I want my man there.
Well, I made it through that first night with the help of Groucho Marx, Rudy Valley, Joan Crawford, Tony Bennett, and Mel Brooks. I could never have imagined I would walk through that curtain almost 5,000 times in 30 years.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
And now, here's Johnny.
Thank you. Now, thank you very much, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. That is very kind of you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I love you too. We are around the studio so emotionally high from last night's show. We have not come down yet, and I want to thank Robin Williams and Bette Midler for last night for giving us a next to closing show. They were absolutely sensational. This show tonight is our farewell show. It's going to be a little bit quieter. It's not going to be a performance show. And one of the questions that people have asked me, especially last month, is what's it like doing The Tonight Show, and what has it meant to me? Well, let me try to explain it. If I could magically, somehow, that tape you just saw, make it run backwards, I'd like to do the whole thing all over again. It has been just a hell of a lot of fun. As an entertainer, it's been a great experience in my life, and I cannot imagine finding something after I leave tonight in television that would give me as much joy and pleasure and a sense of exhilaration as this show has given me. It's just very hard to explain. Now, we don't want the show to be mawkish. This is it's a farewell show. There's a certain sadness among the staff here, a little melancholy. But look on the bright side. You won't have to read or see one more story about my leaving this show. I mean, the press coverage has been absolutely tremendous, and we are very grateful. But, my God, I mean, the Soviet Union's didn't get this kind of publicity. The press has been very decent and honest with me, and I thank them for that, and that's about it. The greatest accolade, though, I think I received today. GE named me Employee of the Month. And God knows that was a dream come true. I don't like saying goodbye. Farewell shows are a little awkward, and I really thought about this, no joke. I thought, God, wouldn't it be funny, I thought. Instead of showing up tonight, put on a rerun. NBC did not find that funny at all. Next question I get is, what are you going to do? Well, I really had not made any plans, but the events of this last week have helped me make a decision. I'm going to join the cast of Murphy Brown and become a surrogate father to that kid. I think that is the least I can do for wholesome family values. Now, during the run of the show, there have been 7 different United States presidents. And thankfully, for comedy, there have been 8 vice presidents of the United States. Now, I know I've made a lot of jokes at the expense of Dan Quayle, but I really want to thank him tonight for making my final week so fruitful. Here is an interesting statistic that may stun you. When we started the show October 1, 1962, the total population of the Earth was 3,100,000,000 people. This summer, it is 5,500,000,000 people, which is a net increase of 2,400,000,000 people, which should give us some cause. More amazing statistic is that half of those 2,400,000,000 people will soon have their own late-night TV show. Now, originally NBC came and says, you know what we'd like you to do in the final show? We'd like to do a 2-hour primetime special with a lot of celebrities and a star-studded audience. And I said, well, I'd really prefer to end like we started, rather quietly, in our same time slot, in front of our same shabby little set. It is rather shabby. We offered it to a homeless shelter, and they said, no, thank you. I am taking the applause sign home, putting it in the bedroom. Maybe once a week, just turn it on. But we do have a VPI audience, a VPI audience? We should have had that, too. What we did, I asked the members of the staff and the crew to invite their family relatives, their friends to come tonight, and they did. We've had some other invited guests. My family is here tonight, my wife, Alex, my 2 sons, Chris and Corey, my brother Dick, my sister Catherine, and a sprinkling of nephews and nieces. And I realize that being an offspring of somebody who is constantly in the public eye is not easy. So, guys, I want you to know I love you, and I hope your old man hasn't caused you too much discomfort. It would have been... It would have been a perfect evening if their brother Rick could have been here with us. But I guess life does what it's supposed to do, and you accept it and go on. Now, about tonight's show. This is really not a performance show. This is kind of a look back, a retrospective. We're going to show you some moments in time, some images of the many people, and there have been some 23,000 people. We're going to show you a little excerpt of the way this show is put together, so go get some more cheese dip, and we'll be back in just a moment. Thank you for coming. Now, what we're going to show you, as I mentioned, over the past 30 years, we have had some 24,000 guests on this show from every profession, actors, comedians, singers, dancers, politicians, writers, and so forth. What we have tonight are just little images. We picked these things out just to show you. These are not long sketches like we do on our anniversary show. We just wanted to give you a sense of some of the foolishness that has happened on this show in the past 30 years.
Well, first, let me tell you your assets. You're young, 42, right?
Right.
You come over on television like gangbusters. And boy, I'm the expert on how important that is.
You're not going to lend me your makeup man, are you?
No, I'm going to lend him to Lyndon Johnson.
I'm so delighted to see you because I ride up and down in my building every day in the elevator, and I see a man that says he's Johnny Carson. So it's great to see you finally.
It's not really...
In addition to that, who are you? This is even more important.
Carol Andreessen.
You're Joanne who?
Carol Andreessen.
Carol Andreessen. You're two different girls?
Yes.
Say the secret word and Groucho will come to your house.
I see. My dressing room isn't good enough for her.
I've got to see a doctor. I've got to see a doctor because there's something wrong with me. What can it be? What can it be?
Oh, you go right ahead there, do your impressions, don't be nervous.
I worked 30 years as faithful sidekick for Kimasabe. Hunt, fish, make food, sew clothes, sweep up, stay awake all night, listen for enemies for Kimasabe, risk life for Kimasabe. 30 lousy years.
9 fights in the Navy.
Is that right? Well, you must have been pretty good because I don't see no marks on you or nothing.
Well, I don't see many marks on you either.
Well, I am pretty good.
Yeah. Is this water you're having?
No, that's wine.
I thought you never drank. We've been out together.
Wine.
You hardly ever have.
I hate all liquor and I hate wine. But I don't know. I think I was a little bit nervous. And I thought wine would fix me up. You know, I'm always so nervous. Right now, I'm a wreck.
It's very reassuring in a way to know that all these fans are so interested in film personalities that they would like to come, you know, and even just look at your house and your shrubs. It sometimes is rather embarrassing.
I'd love to see your shrubs.
I
Have you ever had anybody? I know you. I'm sorry for that. Any opening at all, I jump right in.
Uh-oh.
Now, wait a minute. Now, wait. Now, look, that's really...
Lake Baringo is a body of water. Its surface is smooth as glass. But getting to Lake Baringo is a genuine pain in the ass.
Well, I hugged you a little higher, but I'll hug her.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
what?
Which,
Are you right-handed? Doesn't matter, but so they will
Where-
see. Now you take your knuckle and you hit it spot right there. He's not in a hurry.
Oh, my God. I'm okay now. I'm out here. Mama, I'm on TV. For my friends in San Francisco, how are you? Nine. No. That should wake him up.
That's a laid-back place up there.
I never could stand my face, of course. It was just one of those things. No, truthfully, never could stand my face. Directors kept me out of rushes because I'd be so depressed for days.
What didn't she like about your face?
I thought it was hideous. I couldn't stand it. Well, now I'm a great many years older, and I see some of those films, and I don't think there's any question I was the best-looking woman.
John, from the bottom of my heart, deep inside my body, not Tommy Grimes.
You were clear in there.
John. To say it to the king, I told you, the silver fox sitting here, John, you look marvelous. Does he not? Look at that. I'm crazy all night.
You're going out on tour for, what, 3?
3 months.
Excuse me, there's something flying around here.
Must be that mousse that you put in your hair.
What? You guys never had any girlfriends in there at all, did you? Huh? You were 4 grown men in that. You never had any girlfriends. You're out on that ranch all by yourself. I'm not intimating.
A lot of rumors about that. There were. There were a lot of rumors about the Cartwrights being homosexual. There were a great deal.
I didn't mean that. I wasn't.
And I am here to set the record straight. We were not. Thank God Hop Singh was. But,
I'll set him up. You do the fabric.
I got to ask you something.
Sure.
Last night, my son, you were talking about Zsa Zsa Gabor earlier.
Yeah, everybody's talking about it.
My son said, she was on Johnny Carson's show one time. She came there with a cat on her lap, and she said to you, do you want to pet my pussy? And my son said that you said, I'd love to if you'd remove that damn cat. Is it true?
No, I think I would recall that. The fellow you're fighting is, I'm not familiar with. What's his
Allison
name?
Rodriguez.
Now, is he a good fighter?
I hope not.
All right, well. Are you going to be staying out here long, or just...
I'm leaving tonight. I got to drop the audition tape off over at CBS, and then I'm going.
Do you feel you're easy to live
Well,
with?
I'm a Pisces, and we're very sensitive.
Yeah, what does that mean now? I was married to a Pisces once.
I'm sure you were.
Oh, I was.
Thanks for the memory. Sunburns at the shore. Nights in Singapore. You might have had a headache, but you never were a bore. So thank you so much.
We'll be back in a moment with some marvelous musical memories. Stay where you are. Okay, now we've got some, music has been an integral part of the show, and over the years we have had everything from heavy metal to classical, rock and roll to opera, country music. And what's amazing that all these people, we are so in their debt, they come here, and we don't pay a great deal of money on this show. And all of these artists have showed up year after year on this program, so settle back. And we were rather stunned by the depth of field in the music. Watch.
Please stay with me till after the holidays. That's when I need you so.
Hello, darling. This is good, darling. a man could dance. It seems we stood and talked like this once before.
You'll be swell. You'll be great. Gonna have the whole world on a plate. I'll be with him.
I know you will.
Ooh, on that midnight train to Georgia.
Even on the midnight train to Georgia.
To the dynamite attraction. As the number gonna shake under my eye. Yeah.
Baby love, my baby love, I need you, oh how I need you.
When Joanna loved me, every sound was music.
Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky. Stormy weather. Someday he'll come along, the man I love, and he'll be big and strong, the man I love.
You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind.
And gonna make my brown eyes, gonna make my brown eyes, gonna make my brown eyes blue.
That I've been crying over you, crying over you.
9 to 5, yeah, they got you where they want you. Bed tonight, and you dream about it, don't you? Enough for city limits, enough for city.
Loving you where the times are good and bad and happy or sad.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. And I want you.
These ain't the neon lights bright on Broadway. Get your kicks on Route 66.
So sweet love, tell me girl, ain't no such thing, but I don't feel no shame on love. Oh, it seems to me sorry seems to be the hardest word. Yes, I'm saving all my love for you. Teach your children well, 'cause their father's hell can slowly go by. And I'm going to Graceland, Graceland, Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm going to Graceland. Hold them up, never do let them fall. Pray to the dust and the rust and the ruin that names us, claims us, and shames us all. So I've got praying in low places. Let me go.
Is that fun to look back? What an amazing run of talent. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. Okay, we are back. Now, Doctor, my good friend, this show would have been almost impossible to do, and it sure has been a hell of a lot more fun to do it with these two guys. Ed has been a rock for 30 years sitting over here next to me, and Doc, I got a letter, and we have been friends for 34 years. A lot of people who work together on television don't necessarily like each other. This hasn't been true. We've known each other 34 years. We have dinner together. We're good friends. You cannot fake that on television. And some of the best things we've done on the show have just been, you start something, I'll start something. I got a letter the other day from a guy. It came from Television Guide. And he says, now you're going to find out if Ed McMahon really thinks you're funny. With your big laugh.
I do.
But you're going on, you're going to do your Star Search?
Yes, and if you're ever lonely and need a place to exhibit something, come down and I'll help you.
No, thank you.
It's been wonderful. Really, I have to say something. It's just been a joy. I met you and we talked for 7 minutes. I just found out the other day there were 7 other people up for that job, and I got it. I thank you. My family thanks you forever. Thank you, sir.
And not only this man over here, there's never been a better trumpet player in the world, and television is going to lose the last big swing band in the world. And to say that this band is not hip is not to know the meaning of the word hip. Believe me, folks. The words young and hip are not synonymous. Doctor, what are you going to be doing? Concert?
Well, I'm going to be taking the guys out on a little tour. As you said, we may be called the X Tonight Show Band, so we had some jewelry made up. And get a load of that. Special stuff for us. But I'll be with the Phoenix Symphony Orchestra and the Buffalo Philharmonic. But before we leave here, I want to thank you, Johnny, for making life such a joy. And it's going to be awfully hard every night about that time when we hit that theme and you walk out there through that curtain. And I wondered if maybe once a week you could come into my house and walk out through the draperies in the living room.
I'll do that.
But anyway, the guys and I want to thank you for giving us a place to play our music.
Thank you, guys. Okay, now. Look, I love you guys. You know that. We'll stay in touch. We'll stay in touch. Are we ready for our next little segment? Now, this was kind of strange to put together because I've told you we've had thousands and thousands of people, and we didn't select certain people for any reason, just to give you an idea of the dimension of the people who've been here. It is sad that the first 10 years of The Tonight Show are gone. We don't have the tapes. It would have been fun to show Jane Mansfield sitting with Boris Karloff or Peter Lorre talking to Tallulah Bankhead or Bette Midler's first appearance, but unfortunately, those tapes are gone. You want to do this first? Of course. $1 is always $1.
Nothing's changed.
That's right, and that never will. But we're coming back, folks. Even now. All right, this segment, thank you. This segment doesn't need any elaborate setup. These are just a few of the faces that have passed this way in the years. Doc Severinsen and the band for that wonderful music underneath that strap there. Thank you, guys. We'll be back in a moment. Beautiful. Okay, we're back. Now, you normally see myself and Ed and Doc out here in the band in front of the cameras, but like any television show, this has a lot of people, and I've had the good fortune of having a marvelous staff, and marvelous technical crew, and all behind-the-scenes people who have been very dedicated to the show and take great pride in it, and most of them have been here for a good number of years, so I thank all of them for making this possible. Now, we have never really let journalists come in and cover the show while we're putting it together. We always think the show should speak for itself, but what we did, we got a camera crew, and they went around, and they just took shots of an average day, what goes into putting the show that you see on the air. So here is our little backstage look at The Tonight Show.
Okay, here's the rundown for tonight. Monologue, of course. Then Johnny does his last tea time movie, and Teresa Ganzel is with that. After the commercial, Stevie Wonder, 2 songs. We close with Stephen Wright's stand-up to panel and then do a promo for tomorrow night's show. And if you don't have any more questions, that's it for today.
Tonight Show.
Check it out, Mike. Stevie Wonder is here, and Clint Eastwood is confirmed for the 15th.
That's good.
They know.
Thank you very much.
Top, one more time, it'll be straight. 1, 2, 1, 2. Model of blue, that came to me a question. Kind of till you answer, won't let you be. Question was if I was blessed with the gift of sight. What most of life would I want to see?
Okay, Jeffrey.
All right, sir.
Get warm again. That's great, huh? Wonderful.
The studio holds 465 people, and we'll fill up every last seat. So if there's room, we will get you a seat.
Endless amount of mail Mr. Carson receives. Probably 10,000 pieces a week.
Alex didn't talk to you about this, did she?
Hello there, feature film freaks. Art Fern here with today's feature film.
That's it. That's a monologue. It's officially monologues.
All right, let's get it to Johnny. Best seat in the house, I think, really.
It's about 5 minutes till 5. We'll do the show at 5:30, and we'll do it in real time.
Beauty time.
Basically, this is what John sees as he sits here at the desk.
Is that Stevie?
Yeah.
Well, he's doing my favorite song. I'll be singing.
I'll be singing, you're right.
Good evening and welcome to The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. My name is Jeff Sotzig. I'm one of the many producers of this show.
It would show up.
Minute.
We got a minute. We're back for a minute.
No rush.
Minute, go, don't rush. Have we got time?
30 seconds standby playback.
Well, so what? Next time.
Okay, 30 seconds, John.
Oh my God, it's late.
5, 4, 3, 2,
One music tape.
From Hollywood, The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
You folks are here on a great night. Mighty Carson Art Players with Teresa Ganzel and the final appearance of Art Fern in our Tea Time movie.
Hello, friends.
Thank you, Doc Severinsen, the great NBC Orchestra. Right now, it's time for a visit with one of the mainstays of daytime television. Making his last appearance on The Tonight Show, your friend and his lovable Art Fern.
Hello there, feature film freaks. Art Fern here with today's feature film. Woody Harrelson, Woody Allen, Woody Guthrie, Woody Woodpecker, Woody Herman, Herman Munster, and Dumpo, the Wonder Pigeon, in Heidi Suffers an Estrogen Avalanche.
I'll be seeing you in all your familiar places. This heart of mine embraces all the way through.
Thank you, Phil. You know, if I had realized the staff worked that hard, I'd have given them a raise. Not! We'll be back in a moment. And so it has come to this. I am one of the lucky people in the world. I found something I always wanted to do, and I have enjoyed every single minute of it. I want to thank the gentleman who shared this stage with me for 30 years, Mr. Ed McMahon, Mr. Doc Severinsen, and you people watching. I can only tell you that it has been an honor and a privilege to come into your homes all these years and entertain you. And I hope when I find something that I want to do and I think you will like and come back, that you'll be as gracious inviting me into your home as you have been. I bid you a very heartfelt good night.
as Johnny Carson ends his 30-year reign with The Tonight Show, you've witnessed an extraordinary event and a standard of excellence that will last forever. And coming soon, another extraordinary event will take place where many will seek a new stand of excellence. The Olympic Games, beginning July 25th on NBC.
Hi, everyone.